Howdy, my name is Barbara Teicher Cates. How y'all doing?
Where are you from, Barbara?
I'm from Woodland Hills, California. And I started my singing career in California when I was about 14 or 15 years old, and I got in with the Tommy Dorsey Band. And I sang there for a while.
So what are you going to do here tonight?
I'm going to sing and dance my own songs. Yep.
How long have you been singing?
I've been singing for about 25 or 30 years. I started when I was about 14 or 15 years old.
And when did you start writing your own songs?
When I was about 14 years old. I started writing for different companies, different places, and I did some poems, and I got a couple of certificates here that I have. One is called, it says, presented to Barbara Bell, and this is an honorable mention. It's my certificate, award of merit certificate, this one right here. And I have another Editor's Choice Award. It says presented to Barbara Bell. That's my stage name, Barbara Bell. I use Barbara Teicher Cates. And this was an outstanding achievement in poetry presented by the National Library of Poetry in 1995. And this other one was 1991. And also that I have this other one, it's called The Welfare Can't Separate Your Kids for Too Long. This was in a songbook called Profiles in Music, and Words and Music by Barbara Bell. I write the words, put the music together. Here's another one called Magic Wand, Words and Music by Barbara Bell. And this is in songbook across the United States, and this is the songbook kind of falling apart. It's pretty old, maybe 20 years old. That's that.
So I understand you met Michael Jackson. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, I met Michael Jackson when I was 14 years old, and he was 13. And I met him when I was ice skating at the Ice Capade Chalet in California. And all of his brothers were there, and his dad was there. And when I met him, I first seen him and went, wow, Michael Jackson, whoa. And he was 13 years old, and his hair was all like that, and I thought it was hot. I thought he looked hot. So I said, can I ice skate with you? And he says, yeah. So we ice skated around the rink, okay? And then he asked me out to lunch. And then my ice skates were starting to fall apart, so we went off the ice. We went on to that other rubbery part, and then he tied up my ice skates, and then he had kissed me on the cheek. And then after we were done ice skating, he goes, hey, Barbara, would you like to come home and sing with me? Because I told him I sang all of his songs that he had. Then I sang for him at the Ice Capade Chalet in California. And he says, wow, you sing really nice. Can you come home with me? And I said, I don't know. And he says, I'm going to ask my dad. So he asked his dad. His dad said, yeah, sure, she can come home. He goes, okay. His father said, Barbara, you need to go ask your dad now. Well, I went to go ask my dad, and he goes, no. I said, no? And I started kind of like crying. And I hung up the phone on him. He goes, you're coming coming home with me right now, before I hung up the phone with him. So, and then Mike Jackson, after I had a no from my father, I felt real bad. And he goes, oh, I wanted you to come home and meet my baby sister. I didn't know what baby sister he was talking about because he didn't tell me her name. I found out later on in life her name was Janet. I still haven't met her, and I'd love to meet Janet. I still want to meet his sister. And well, in 2013, I wrote a song with this man named Michael Frazier, who is known as Flat Top. We wrote the song together. He put the music together for me. I just told him how it goes, and it's called the Bop Stop. And here's a picture of the Bop Stop right here. And I have another picture of me. It's on the back of the Bop Stop. I was singing at the Stage Stop here in Pahrump, and I've sang at the Stage Stop for 15 years. And I'm going to sing the Bop Stop for you. And it's also up on YouTube, covered with Deanne O'Donnell in 2013 at the end of the interview. And it goes like this. bop, 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 she bop, oh baby, bop, 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 she bop. Me and Michael Jackson, was I skating around. Me and Michael Jackson, was I skating around. He kissed me on the cheek, he tied up my ice skates. He asked me out to lunch, he asked me to come home with him and sing, and sing. She bop, 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 she bop. Bop, 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 she bop, oh baby, bop, 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 she bop. Bop, 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 she bop, oh baby, bop, 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 she bop. Bop, 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 she bop, oh baby, bop, 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 she bop. Me and Michael Jackson, was I skating around. Me and Michael Jackson, was I skating around. He kissed me on the cheek, he tied up my ice skates. He asked me out to lunch, he asked me to come home with him and sing, and sing, and sing. Bop, 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 she bop. Bop, 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 she bop, oh baby, bop, 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 she bop. Bop, 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 she bop, oh baby, bop, 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 she bop. Bop, 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 she bop, oh baby, bop, 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 she bop. Me and Michael Jackson, was I skating around. Me and Michael Jackson, was I skating around. He kissed me on the cheek, tied up my ice skates. He asked me out to lunch, he asked me to come home with him and sing, and sing, and sing. Bop, 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 she bop. Bop, 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 she bop, oh baby, bop, 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 she bop. Bop, 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 she bop, oh baby, bop, 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 she bop. Bop, 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 she bop, oh baby, bop, 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 she bop. Doo-doo. Okay. All righty.
I understand you met Jim Carrey as well.
Yes, I did. I met Jim Carrey in Las Vegas when I was 24 years old, and he was 19. And Jim Carrey he was being kind of funny, but I wasn't in the funny mood. I was not no funny mood at all. I was a very serious person. And I met Jim Carrey walking home one day when I was working at the Golden Goose Casino. I used to hand out flyers. I was a hostess, and I also sang in all the places downtown, in the karaoke's and with bands. And when I was walking by, I'd seen somebody, and I thought he was really cute. And it was at Minute Lube, and he was pumping gas. And I said, hi, and he says, hi. He goes, well, what's your name? And I said, well, my name is Barbara Bell. And he said his name was Jim Carrey. And then he walked me home, and I asked him who he lived with. He said he lived with about 8 or 9 guys. And I said, wow, why so many guys? He said, because they work, and he's working. And so I ended up having him move in with me on Casino Center in Las Vegas. And I thought, wow, I thought that was great. And we lived together for about a year until he decided he wanted to quit his job and be an actor. And while I was working, and I thought, I don't want to support anybody. You know, I got a hard time enough supporting myself. And while I was singing in the places downtown, I sang at the Union Plaza, I sang at the Mint, I sang at the Sundance Hotel with either piano players or people that have bands. And I sang in a lot of talent shows, not contests. I never was in a contest. I would never want to be in one. But I always sang in talent shows, and I worked my way all the way to the Sahara Hotel. I sang in all the showcase out there, Sandy Hackett showcase. Sandy Hackett had a showcase, and his father was Buddy Hackett. I met him too. In the meantime, still living with Jim Carrey, and when he decided to quit his job, I said, you got to go. You're going to have to move out, because I'm not going to support anybody like that. But before he moved out, we painted my I had a house, painted it, and we did a pretty good job painting together. And when he quit his job at Minute Lube, that really broke my heart because I thought he could work, I can work. He can do his acting and go to school, you know, while he worked, but he wanted to quit. So after I got done kicking him out, I stopped working where I was working at, and the owner of the place that I was living at, it was like an apartment house complex, he asked me after Jim Carrey moved out if I wanted to manage an apartment complex. He said, it's right across the street from the Sahara Hotel, and he goes, and you can sing there. I said, wow, thanks for inviting me to go sing over there. And I said, yes, I'll work for you. And I managed 350 units on my side that was on Baltimore, and another side was on Cleveland. That was another 350 units. And that was a real good spot for me to be in. And since I haven't seen Jim Carrey for a real long time, one day he came walking up. I was managing an office, okay? I became a manager. And he came walking up and says, hey, can I rent a studio? There were studio apartments. And he goes, can I rent one? And I said, you don't have a job. You don't even work. I said, it's you again. And he says, yeah. And he says, I'm living with 13 guys now. And I said, 13 guys? And I said, wow, that's a lot of guys to be living with.
Try and get to the song soon.
Okay. All right. So anyways, this is a song that I wrote about me and Jim Carrey. I wrote this song while I moved to Pahrump. And this is a cover. There's a picture of Jim Carrey on it. And he looked a lot younger when I met him. And on the back of it, it's a picture of me. And I was a lot younger too. And so I'm gonna do that song right now. It's called Me and Jim Carrey. It tells you about the whole song, how it goes. Well, boom, chicka-licka-licka, boom, chicka-licka-licka, boom, chicka-licka-licka, boom. 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 Now, me and Jim Carrey I'll see you in a spaceship.
Okay, so Barbara, tell us about your third and final song.
The third song is called The Little House, the Alien, and the Spaceship, and me and my daughter wrote that. Her name is Priscilla Rose Bell, and when she was 9 years old, and she drew this picture. This is a picture of an extraterrestrial from outer space. And this is what the song is about. It's about spaceships and outer space. And it goes like this. Here we go. Little house, the alien and the spaceship went wandering upon the earth. When they came upon an apple that had a shine, and the alien was good. The alien was good, who had 12 hooves around her neck, and spikes and sticks, who had red ears, and a bow in her hair, who had 12 hooves around her neck. The little house, the alien and the spaceship went wandering back through the air. The little house, the alien and the spaceship went wandering back through the air. Spaceship. Little house, the alien and the spaceship went wandering upon the earth. When they came upon an apple that had a shine, and the alien was good. The alien was good, who had 12 hooves around her neck, and spikes and sticks, who had red ears, and a bow in her hair, who had 12 hooves around her neck. The little house, the alien and the spaceship went wandering back through the air. The little house, the alien and the spaceship went wandering back through the air. Spaceship. Little house, the alien and the spaceship went wandering back through the air. Little house, the alien and the spaceship went wandering back through the air. Spaceship. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You've been a lovely audience tonight, and God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.